Hi everybody, my name is Jacksendary and welcome back to the Premonition. And I actually have my headset back on, but as you may see, tape. But I guess it serves a certain purpose.
Becky's
Just
dead.
good enough.
Diane, too. We've got Nick in custody as a suspect.
Nick didn't do it.
Are you sure about that?
I know. Carol, you took a locket from Diane, didn't you? A locket with this mark on it.
What mark? Oh. You need to tell me something
I'm busy,
now.
gotta go.
What the hell? How did she just walk? That was kind of weird way to walk. And water coming out of it. Of a white Christmas. Oh. Nope. Apparently not. Huh. So that was the only one I actually need to talk to? Huh. Weird. Well, guess that was the only one though. Don't think I can talk to any of the others. Maybe. Copyright, copyright. Probably. I actually don't know. Can this cutscene get any longer? Actually, quite a long cutscene. And she doesn't even sing that great, if I must be honest. Not the worst I've heard, but it's not great. Okay, are you done now, please? It actually kinda reminds me of a funny video I saw not long ago. Can't remember, I think it was called Sound Engineer on Overwork or On Work or something like that. With someone singing very poorly, but it sounded amazing because the sound engineer actually made it sound pretty badass, or like the original. Go look it up, you probably can find it. George, where should we head now?
Sorry to keep you waiting, boys.
What?
Sad. Emily is already a goddess of the forest.
Oh, Emily.
Let's forget work for a bit and drink a little, shall we?
York?
Sure things.
Why is she here?
I just thought the more the merrier. You know, to relax and get loose. Is this a problem?
No, of course not.
Sounds like a lovely idea.
Pardon me, Emily, but I'm pooped. I think I'll just call it a night.
George, I just got
Come
here and you're walking
on.
out on me. I was hoping the three
You
of us could
dick.
have a drink and let out a little steam.
I'm afraid I've already had enough. And I already had a good man-to-man with York. So I'll see you guys.
Great bonding moment. Well, that's kinda sad. Emily doesn't seem to be very pleased with it either. Don't crash. Okay.
I think George likes you,
Great.
but he's avoiding you all at the same time.
How astute.
There's a reason?
Nothing worth going into. It's a thing of the past.
Oh. You two had something going, didn't you? Maybe.
Okay. He did ask me out when I first came to town. I was still in high school. But I never really considered him my type. And there's the age gap thing, too. I respect him, of course. I wouldn't have taken this job otherwise.
Yeah, well,
So, did you move to this town alone?
don't
Of
know.
course not. I came with my parents.
That was one thing, but
Tell me about
age
them then.
gap is also kinda,
Sure, why not?
I mean,
My dad
small
dealt
girls
in
in high
stocks
school
in New
dating
York. He was hardly
old
at home
men
when I was a
is
kid.
kinda disturbing.
Always working. Those pieces of paper were far more important to him than I was. Which is no different now, really. I don't see much of him. My mother? Totally different story. A wonderful person that I still respect. She was always kind
Interesting.
and understanding. Not only that, but she would always help me find my way. She could be fierce, too, scolding me if I took a wrong step. We had our battles, sure, but all in all, she was a wonderful mother.
Past tense?
Yeah, she's gone now. Cancer,
Oh.
just before I graduated high school. She
that's
gave
so
this to me
sad.
just before she died. I take it with me wherever I go. It's what I treasure most.
I'm sure she's very proud of you.
It's actually kinda sad. What was that? A leaf or something? Necklace of a leaf, I think. Well, maybe that's actually something I'll need to remember, or maybe that plays a part later on, since it actually zoomed in like that on it. Probably, maybe not.
I had a good time tonight. Good night,
See you tomorrow.
And now I'm in my way.
York.
Yes.
Do you want to go home with me?
Please, don't lie to us, okay?
I kinda think
won't.
he's...
Don't worry. I won't.
I still don't know if he is lying. It's kinda weird. I mean, York is always at the murder scene too. I have no idea. Kinda hard to determine right now who's the killer, and it's probably not York, but it could be. Turn this car around. What do I actually... Oh, need to look over my evidence. Right. I'm actually kinda happy that I did get to the bar, because we actually learned a lot well, about George, and also a bit about Emily now. Always a nice thing.
Picking up from where we left off,
Oh
there was
no.
another really bad one around this time of year. 3 years ago.
Yes. No.
Yes, that's right. That one. Multiple homicide, same MO. Across Utah, Colorado, and Missouri. The victims were all average married housewives.
God damn it.
But after
Woo!
being run over so many times by a car, they didn't look human. 5 victims
That
in 2
is
months in the
messed
3
up.
states. The way he killed them was always the same. But aside from that, there was nothing that linked the
Still
victims
hate
together.
the handbrake
Well,
in this game.
They were all married.
It's bad.
Age, race, nothing else matched up.
Zach, we're here.
There we go.
Let's continue our chat later.
Sound like an idea. Now I can go over the evidence, probably. Oh yeah, right. I need to write the report now. It's kind of funny I'm doing it on a typewriter. I guess this isn't some time where... It must be in a time where a computer was existing. I would assume.
Zach, let's go over our progress.
From what Olivia told us, and the sketchbook we found at Becky's house, Nick and Diane became our primary suspects.
Yes, that
There were a couple
Diane
of reasons for
is
this. First,
now
Becky gave the
gone.
missing locket to Diane. Also, Nick has no alibi for when Anna and Becky were killed. We followed Nick to the art gallery, which led us, unfortunately, to our third victim. The third victim, Diane, was strung up in the entrance hall of the art gallery.
That is just...
Her hands were tied and a knife was sticking out of her chest. However, there was a marked difference from
I
the
didn't
previous
actually
crimes.
notice that.
Do you remember what that was, Zach?
Huh? It was right after the crime. I guess...
That's right. Diane was still alive. This suggests that very little time had passed since the crime was committed. Which means the criminal was still close by. It was someone near the scene. There are two possible candidates. Nick was knocked out in the entrance, and one other.
Zach, who was the other person in the gallery?
I have no idea. Kaysen, of course.
That's right, Casey. We followed Willie,
And
good
he's
dog, all the way to him.
kinda...
Casey's statement
but...
came out as follows. He and Diane were in a physical relationship. That was why he visited the gallery. The two were in the middle of such a meeting when Nick showed up. Diane lost her cool and shut Kaysen up in the basement. Now, what did Kaysen hear when he was locked up?
Footsteps. Yep, of boots.
That's it. The sound of boots passing by. Nick was wearing boots that day. Which means it was likely that Diane met with Nick in her room. Nick said he argued verbally with
Yes.
Diane about her playing around with men, but they eventually decided to go out drinking to make up. However,
I
immediately
remember
after
that.
that, Nick was attacked by someone in the entrance hall and knocked unconscious. We saw the rest.
Indeed
Zach,
we
do you
did.
think that Nick is our serial killer?
In some way I do, in some way I don't, but... I mean... He could be, but then again... Not entirely.
Me too. Usha sent in a report too. He found a large volume of red seeds in Diane's stomach. This confirms her as a victim of the Raincoat Killer.
It's
Remaining
kind of
leads.
weird, because
There's the locket, which is in Carol's possession,
Kaysen is the
the man
only
with the
seed
tattooed
guy
back,
here.
and the upside-down peace sign. There's a lot left to answer.
Indeed, I kind
I
of
hope
wonder
the coffee
if...
will give us more guidance tomorrow.
I kind of hope that... That Don't Know was actually a real answer, or the real
Zach,
answer,
what did you
and
think
I could
about
not choose
George
the other
pouring his heart
ones.
out? I was surprised. It's the end of a monarchy.
Indeed, it is. I mean,
And he called me
George,
York instead of Agent Morgan.
George is a cool guy, I say. What? What? Oh, somewhere's gonna
What's
get
going on?
late.
Do you know what time it is?
I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was drinking alone.
Well,
mother
that
was a-
is
Very kind woman.
kind of awkward.
She always
They're
smiled
not
so brightly. Baked cakes and cookies every day. She'd say that I needed the sugar because I spent so much time thinking. My father was always quiet. We never talked much. He was a federal agent, just like me.
kind of
And
sad.
he was hardly ever at home.
Even more sad.
The only words he ever had for me were harsh ones.
Oh.
I had a vivid imagination, and I remember he once said this to me. There are plenty of crazy things in this world. You don't have to go dreaming them up. And it's my job to make sense out of them. One day you'll understand what I'm saying. I found out later that my father was one of the first to ever use criminal profiling to catch bad guys. And so now I'm doing
Oh, I
exactly the
see.
same job that he did.
Interesting.
Like father, like son.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
Sure. How does
Mind if
profiling work?
it's something personal?
Fire away.
Do you have a wife?
Who's Zach?
Zach
Sorry.
is a friend of mine.
Oh, so you do have friends.
Yeah. He's my only friend.
Oh, really?
What kind of person is he then?
I'm out here.
Well,
Hello.
I've never seen his face. But he is always with me, and we discuss everything.
When did you become friends?
A long time ago. Back when I was a child.
Oh, so it's pretty much like an invisible friend kind of thing. I still kind of wonder if that friend refers to me in some degree. Because I'm
I was 7.
kind of invisible as well.
I woke up one
For a
morning to
game.
hear my mother crying in the living room.
Persons, of course.
This wasn't normal, so I headed in to see her. My father was there pointing a gun at my mother. I was so
Oh.
scared. I closed my eyes, so I don't remember much more. But I do remember the words my father said to me. At times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist,
What?
even if it means losing someone that you love.
That is
When I
just
came back
messed
to my
up.
senses, they were both dead. He shot my mother and then killed himself.
Oh,
For what
I'm
reason?
so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Zach's with me. It was around that time that we became friends.
I'm here. I'm with you, he said. I'll be here always.
Interesting.
We can get through this together. Quite aside from that terrible scene in front of me, that voice seemed to make me calmer. And here we are, working together, getting through things.
It's kind of interesting.
This is the first
still.
time I've ever told anyone about this. I wonder if Zach will get angry.
Nah, it's okay.
That's a sad story. But I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I'm sure there was a reason for what your father did.
Maybe.
I know.
Sometimes it's just
I
horrible.
think maybe I became an
evil
agent to find
persons.
out why he did what he did.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, York. I forgot to thank you.
For what exactly?
Thank me? For what?
You saved my life.
Oh, indeed.
If you didn't save me at the
I'm so
gallery, I would have died
strong.
along with Diane.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
Don't be
What did
so
you just say?
harsh on yourself.
Useless? I was never expecting to hear you say that. Huh. There might be a modest guy in you after all.
Finally, you noticed? You're a little slow, aren't you?
Why?
Maybe
mean-
hopeless, but not useless.
You're always kind of funny, but kind of witty in the wrong
Zach,
times. But
do you think Emily got home safely?
I sure hope so.
Anyway, I think it's more serious of a situation than I thought. Do you remember? Our conversation with Emily.
Yes.
She's really interested in you. I think she's starting to have certain feelings for you.
I think it's
If
more
that's the case,
for
Zack,
you.
you and I are rivals. This is a very serious situation indeed.
Come on, dude.
Well, if it comes to that, let it be a fair fight. Agreed?
Sure things. Bro fist and everything. So, what?
Thomas! Let me out of here! Come on, please!
Nope.
Just for a moment. 1 second. Hate it in here, Thomas. I think I'm going mad. I know you're there. Come on, please!
Okay.
Thomas! Thomas!
That just makes you even more suspicious.
Thomas! Thomas! Thomas!
No one's there, so shut up, you dick. Ooh. So what now? All those weird dreams right now. Oh, there he is. What? Huh, interesting. Maybe you're actually getting close to who did this. I mean, there was vital clues right there. Multiple of them actually. So let's see. Great reward. Okay. Save. Okay. Segue.
Previously,
Okay,
during
let's
the
fast do
investigation.
this.
So, you want to find out everything there is to know about Diane?
This is just a flashback on what happened in the last
Wait!
episode. Let's just
She's still alive.
see that.
Stop
That's
right there,
actually
Nick.
kind of interesting.
You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Emily, hurry!
You saved my life.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
Don't be like that. Don't crash. Okay. Ah, goddamn, this creepy place again. Well, I guess I will cut it here because it's kind of a time and I don't exactly know what will happen if I start the next chapter now. So, thank you very much for watching. As always, take care. I'll see you all in the next video of whatever I make. So, bye!